Hi, everybody, and welcome to this free Zoom about jealousy, envy, and competition. So, whatever that brings up, any of those words and any energies that come up with those three words, can we please destroy and uncreate them all times a gazillion? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot, pock, all night, shorts, boys, poverts, and beyonds. If you don't know what I just said, that's the clearing statement from Access Consciousness. You just go on theclearingstatement.com and it will explain to you how these words are like a magic wand, that by saying them, it's like you waving your little magic wand, or as Julia would do, she just says, she sprinkles her fairy dust. So whatever you do, that is your magic. Just these words. Okay? So, when I say the word jealousy, what comes up for you guys? Feel free to unmute yourselves, ask questions either in Russian or in English or in French or in Italian or in Swedish or in Spanish. We can answer all of those languages. How did we get better? Cool. Unmute yourselves whenever you want if you have any questions. And there's no silly questions. Every question is actually a contribution. Maybe not to you, but maybe definitely to somebody else. So if you get a question in your head and you go, I don't want to ask that question, that's a stupid question, please ask it, because it's somebody else's question probably. Do them a favor. Be a friend. Cool. So when I say competition, what comes up for you? And when I say envy, what comes up for you? And you don't have to answer. I'm not looking for answers. I'm actually looking for more questions. Questions empower us to get to what is actually real and true for us. So with that knowledge, I'm going to ask you, first of all, let's start again. When I say jealousy, what comes up for you? Tap into that energy and ask the question, who does this belong to? When I say envy, perceive the energy and ask the same question, who does that belong to? When I say the word competition, same thing, who does it belong to when you're perceiving the energy of that word? When you ask the question, who does it belong to, you're actually putting yourself in a space of actually acknowledging that 99.999% of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions are actually not yours. You are so aware, my friend. You're like so much more receptive than my iPhone. You pick up everybody's signals, everybody's thoughts, feelings, emotions of jealousy, envy, competition, and way more. So knowing that it's not yours, just return to sender with consciousness attached and say those magic words again, right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, poverts, and beyonds. When you also get that it's not yours and you return it to sender, you might still have some crunchiness going into this. You can also ask yourself, who am I being right now? And who am I being brings into the space of you maybe mimicking your parents, your family, your friends, your culture that you have defined yourself as, your beliefs or religion or whatever you want to call it that you have identified yourself as, or identifying you as your profession, or how your friends want to see you, or how you would like to be seen by your friends and family or whatever. So before we go there, everything you have chosen to define you, to limit you, and to put you in a little cage, in a little box of restrictions and limitations called definitions, can we please destroy and uncreate them all times a gazillion? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all night, shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. Whenever we try and define ourselves, we're actually limiting ourselves. Knowing that we are infinite beings, and magic and potent ones at that, can we actually be defined by anything and anyone, including ourselves? Am I Italian? My passport is Italian. I was born in Africa. One Italian parent, one half Italian parent, half African parent. Moved to France, all my studies are in French, so my culture is actually, hold on, it's more French than Italian? What the fuck? Mon Dieu, sacré bleu, qu'est-ce que je fais? I speak several languages. I don't have a fucking clue who I am. I'm a photographer. That's how most people know me, as a photographer. They even gave me a silly, silly name, the Light Shaper. It's like a super fucking hero. What do they know? Anyhow, so yeah, I take pictures. I know how to take pictures. I have a lot of fun with it. That's why I'm good at it, because I have fun. And but am I a photographer? Yes. I'm also a facilitator. I'm also a TV producer. I'm also a film director. I'm also a lot of different things that I don't even know what I am. So you see what I'm inviting you to? How much more undefinable can you be to step into your true power, potency, magic, and mysteries of the infinite being you truly be? And everything that is and doesn't allow that, can we please destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, prod and pock, all nitrous boys, perverts, and beyonds. Ooh, the space is getting yummier. Hold on, is it because I went away from talking about jealousy, envy, and competition? Maybe. So let's get back there, since you guys are here to talk just about that. Let's start with jealousy. How many of you have been jealous, at least for half a minute, 30 seconds of your lifetime? Raise your hand. Okay, I admit. Okay, okay, all right. Okay, so it's not just me. Thank you, guys. Who does it belong to? Now, when we're going into jealousy, what are we actually doing and who are we actually being? Are we actually being ourselves? Now, when I invited you to be undefinable, I also invited you to another thing. Oh, Jesus, I'm giving away a class for free again. The undefining beauty classes. Oh, my God. Okay, I'll give you this little snippet. It's not the whole class, but it's a big snippet and maybe an invitation for you to choose more of that amazing magic class where I take pictures in camera of you, just like Dane down on the massage table and facilitates with energy. I use my camera and do click, 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 click. Okay, baby. Okay, okay, okay. No, I don't do that. I don't do that. Everything that bro, can we please destroy and uncreate it all times a gazillion? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot, pock, all night shows, poets, and beyond. Basically, I use the camera as another magic wand that I have that I don't use with judgment. I use it by seeing you. You're a beautiful being that does not have any judgment. You, as an infinite being, don't have any judgment. Trust me. Ask yourself the question, is this true and real for me? Do I, your name, as an infinite being, truly judge myself, my body, my weight, my look, my whatever it is that I'm judging the crap out of? Am I truly doing that? Ooh, no. Okay, who does it belong to? So basically, the other thing that I was inviting you to is, yes, the first one is to be undefinable. And the other thing is to really be unique. Because if you're undefinable, you are truly unique. But you choosing to be whoever or whatever you choose to be every fraction of a second that will create your life, the rest of your life. Because right now, these 10 seconds, you're actually creating your future. What if you could actually be present with that every minute of your life, of knowing that you're creating the rest of your life, your future, right now? And don't go into freak out mode, because in the next 10 seconds, you can choose something else. And when you make an interesting choice that you might call a mistake, that is just an interesting choice. You can still make another choice. Same thing with jealousy. So when you're being jealous, basically what you're doing is that you're limiting yourself. You're making yourself way smaller than whoever you're being jealous of. That's interesting, isn't it? So if you were to, I don't know, let me just tap into the energy of the word jealousy. I'm just seeing this picture, like the graphic of this call, of this, I can't remember if it was a guy or a girl that says his partner with somebody else, kissing somebody else, and you see that, and you jump straight into jealousy. And you don't have to see it, you can just have an awareness, you can just hear about it, or you have an awareness. How aware are you of, where your partner is at, or whatever it is, or, I'm just talking about jealousy now from this reality, okay? So, and tap into the energy of that, and you get super jealous. So, first of all, ask yourself the question, is this awareness, or am I just tapping? So, is this awareness of what is actually going on? Or is this just an awareness of other people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and it's not actually relevant to me whatsoever? So, first question, is this relevant to me, my life, and my future? First question. Simple. If you get that it's not relevant, move on. Why do you want to get stuck there? And if, okay, Yulia has a question. I'll take that question.
Well, maybe it's not a question. I just reminded something like Simone was sharing at some point that during classes, she had a lot of pictures, like when she was with Brandon. She had a lot of pictures of like Brandon wants to have sex with someone. And then she shared it with him and he said, okay, what are you aware of? And she really acknowledge her awareness of how many women at these classes wanted to have sex with him. So it's about, again, everything is it what it appears to be and how we make our awareness against ourselves.
Yes. Thank you for that one, my love. Wow. Yes. So everything doesn't allow you to allow your awareness, your allowance to be way greater than your awareness. Can we please destroy and create it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all natural, suppose, pros and beyonds. Because if you look at that example that Yulia just gave us of Brandon and Simone, if both Brandon and Simone in this case are in allowance of people having that point of view that they want to have sex with Brandon, okay, it's just an interesting point of view. It's just an interesting point of view. That's it. You don't have to do anything with it. I'm pretty sure that both Yulia and I are aware of each other and everybody else that wants to have sex with either of us or both of us or whatever. Okay, interesting point of view. How much can we use that to our advantage? Babe, I'm so fucking I'm tapping into your thoughts right now, and I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go there, I promise. So how much more fun can you have with this information already in this call of when you're jumping into jealousy? Do you have already enough information to turn that jealousy into a turn on with you and your partner? Rather than going into the funkiness of like, oh my God, I'm so jealous, and oh my God, he likes this girl, I'm sure that this is true, and you don't have any proof or whatever that is actually what's going on. It's just, yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? And let's assume that, okay, you actually have seen your partner, or you just come home early one day and oops, there's your partner having sex with somebody in your bed. What? Oh, Jesus, that is way too much. Okay, who did I tap into? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Okay, fine. Lower your hand. Everybody can see you. Let's assume that scenario. Again, I get it. It can be quite a slap in the face, whatever you want to call it, according to this reality. And yes, I'm not perfect either because I would kind of fucking freak out too. But how much can we all be in those extreme cases of being like an interesting point of view? I have this point of view, interesting point of view. My partner has this point of view. And interesting point of view, whoever this other person has this point of view, and whatever it is, so pot and pock all of that. And also, how grateful can you be for the information you have received that allows you to know where you are, where your partner is, and depending on what deal and delivery you have or agreement, whatever you want to call it, with your partner, because they all look different, you know. So maybe you walk into the room and he's having sex with somebody else. You just maybe, you know, go to the fridge, bring the champagne, and say, "Hi guys, can I join you?" I don't know. I don't know. You know, that might be fun for you. So depending on the case, but here we're talking about jealousy, so that scenario would not be included. So champagne, not in this scenario. So let's go back. Oh God, I lost myself.
Я потеряла себя. Andrea, we have a question in Russian Zoom. Can we?
Yes, okay, give it to me, Bella.
Okay, just a moment. Лилечка, у тебя вопрос. Давай! Так.
Да, привет.
Привет. Hello.
Когда я слышу, что Андрея говорит, идите из ревности, я вообще не могу понять, это как вот, это как из одной комнаты перейти в другую?
Okay.
Вообще что
Just секундочку. When you say just go out from this energy, from this feeling, from jealousy, I don't understand. It's like how to go from one room to another room. What do you mean?
Well, okay, thank you very much for this question. So basically, you enter into a space of reactive realities, okay? You are being taught, you have been taught since you were born in this sweet body of yours to react to certain things in certain ways. It's all pre-programmed and you do it so well. We all do it so well. So don't blame yourself for that. But you have some tools now and I'm offering you some more tools. So basically what you're doing by going into jealousy, first of all, you're making yourself smaller than the person you're jealous of. Okay, because you're making yourself not worth as much, not being chosen in that moment, and all of those things. But the other thing, as I've just mentioned, is that this situation would also bring awareness of who your partner actually is, how your partner is actually treating you, how your partner is being unkind to you, how your partner is being dishonoring of you, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so basically you have just gained a hell of a lot of more information about your future. This future that you thought you were choosing and creating with your partner, that apparently you were the only one choosing. Your partner chose to destroy that. Okay, cool. So how grateful can you be, no matter how tough it is, no matter how uneasy it is, difficult it is for you to receive that information, how much is in that situation, those 10 seconds of heaviness, actually creating the future you desire by telling you, hey, this might not be the right partner if you want to choose that kind of future. So it's changing basically judgment into gratitude. I know it's not easy in that situation. I've given you an extreme one. Nasty me. But I've given you this extreme one just for you to actually realize that you actually have choice, because it is just a choice of you actually breathing. You don't have to react. You don't have to bring out all the cutlery and knives and everything and throw them at this couple, one of them being your partner in bed, having sex and whatever, and killing both of them and doing basically a Quentin Tarantino movie in your own bedroom. You don't need to choose that. You can just relax, expand, shut the door. It's funny how shut the door sounds like in French when you say je t'adore. Je t'adore, shut the door. So what, are they saying that I adore you when they shut the door? I speak French, but I still don't get that one. Anyway, anyhow, you have the choice of shutting the door behind.
I'm sorry, I lost you.
Everybody lost me. I lost me.
Все потеряли. Okay, we are here.
Zoom.
So interesting. Shut door.
Yes. Oh, no. Oh. I'll never say that word again. I will not say the word again. Oops. Okay, so you do that.
Let's open the door.
And open the door. Exactly. Open the door to infinite possibilities of what else is possible now. What can I be, do, and choose right now that will create the future that I actually desire? So at that point, you actually have the choice and space of going from jealousy and reactive realities, of actually just doing one simple thing. You've closed the first door, you open the next door, which is actually the main door of the apartment, and you close it gently. You don't have to shut it. Very gently, you close it behind you, and you breathe, and you look at yourself, and you look at where you are, and you go, wow, welcome, new life, new possibilities, new choices with people that are actually kind to me and not motherfucking gaslighters and blah, 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 and everything else that is actually destroying my life and living in future. Do you see where I'm getting at? I hope that's a contribution to you. Yes, Elena, you have a question.
Yeah.
Hi.
Well, it's very cool when I can just tap out of these jealousy things. But for me, sometimes what happens is that maybe it's my I don't know, something which I've been avoiding, like hidden awareness, that I'm just not performing enough, doing things. I don't know, maybe I stopped taking care of myself or looking into my business, for example, in terms of money and all these like jealousy and competition with money. And this is actually like my question. Maybe there is something else when I get this energy.
Cool. Thank you so much for your question. And actually, it's not just one question, it's many questions into one, which I love. So let's go first into the competition with your business. Let's start there, okay? Because I think that's the awareness that I get. So, truth, can you be in competition with anyone within your area of business whatsoever? No, you're completely unique. So rather than going into what do I need to do, what do I need to blah, no. What if you could wake up every morning, tap into your business or businesses, and bless you, and ask the question, so, good morning, business. Nice to be with you today. How can I contribute to you? And how can you contribute to me? And what energy, space, consciousness, magic, mysteries, and possibilities can I be to be an even greater contribution to you today? And what glorious and grand creations and adventures can we have together today? That's it. And don't go into, I have to do this. I am wrong because I haven't done enough of that. I have stopped doing that, so, because all of that is blame, shame, regret, guilt, all of those things that are known as distractor implants. And they're just there, put in place by you, brilliant creator, to distract you from creating you and your business. Now, another thing about business is that, yes, you're creating your business, but your business is also creating itself. Your business is an entity, just like you are, darling. So treat it like your best friend, because it wants to contribute to you. And when you do that with your business, do the same thing with your body, do the same thing with every part of your life, and then one other thing in the morning, destroy and uncreate everything and every relationship that you had yesterday with your body, with yourself, with your business, all your businesses, every member of your family, every single friend you have, and everything in your life. Destroy and uncreate it all. Why? Because then you get to choose certain things again, and other things you might say, you know what? In these 10 seconds, I don't choose you. I actually divorce you in these 10 seconds. I might marry you again in 5 seconds. I don't know. Let's see. And you go with like that. You know, if you do that with your partner, I actually do that with Julia every morning. And what it creates for me is that when I do that, and I actually do that when I still have my eyes closed and I haven't even said good morning yet, so I'm this slumber and whatever, and I go this, all of that stuff. When I open my eyes, I go like, wow, I'm next to a really hot babe here. Wow, how much fun can I have with her? Who are you? You know, that energy. And then it becomes fun. It's kind of irritating for Yulia because she likes to have her mornings a little bit slower than me and whatever. And I'm all excited to get going most of the time. So that irritates her. So I try and refrain myself and not be Italian. I try and be a bit more British then, you know. And the accent, the British accent comes out when I say that. So I'll try and be like cool, calm and collected. Say, good morning, darling. How are you? How you be? Oh, actually, I should shut up. I shouldn't say anything anymore. That's it. So it's more of this. I don't know if this is helping you in wherever you were going.
Well, in terms of just like the idea, it sounds pretty cool. But when there is like this time component, you know, like when, for example, I'm waiting for the change in my business, for example, earning money, and then 3 months, nothing changing. And of course, here comes judgments, and here comes these competitions and jealousy, and all other people who are like pretty better than me with in regards with money and all this
Stop
stuff.
it! Stop it! You just said people that are better than you. Who is better than you? If you cannot compete and nobody can compete with you, who is better than you? The minute you go into competition, you're doing one thing. You're competing with yourself. And you know what? You've already lost. Competition is a game of win and lose. Competition is one of the biggest lies in the universe. It does not exist. It's just a choice. We choose to compete, and when we go into that, we're actually competing against ourselves, and we already lost the race. So what do you choose? That's when you really have to tap into the infinite being, magic, potent creator you truly be, and go into the fun of what you're creating, and not into like, first of all, don't treat it like a business. Treat it like fun. Treat it like a play friend, a playmate. Okay? And there was something else. I don't know where it's gone. Do you have any more questions with that particular part of it?
Yeah, I still can get, so like, how do I get this change? I just like, I would love to stop judging myself, but I do not see the results.
Yes, that's what it was, results. You're expecting results, and you are impatient, and you put time and money into one big equation. So first of all, have you done the How to Become Money workbook? Have you read it?
Definitely.
Cool. How many
Yeah.
times? How many times?
10.
Okay, 30 more, and then we talk again, okay?
Okay, that's
Cool.
the deal.
Cool, because every time I read the book, something else, something new shows up, and I've facilitated the book many times, and I've read it many times, and every time I read it again or facilitate it again, it's like, that was not there last time, you know, and I get new awarenesses all the time. So money is just an energy. So please read the book. And even if you don't want to read the book, when you go into that energy of crunchiness about money, just close your eyes, open the book, point your finger at any page, and read that chapter, because obviously that chapter is relevant to you, okay? And that will help in those 10 seconds. So that's one thing. The other thing is time. Time is a big fat lie. And you know, for me, I've spoken to Gary a lot about this, and I'm not going to talk about it here because it's a way greater conversation, but I'm just going to tell you one thing. For me, time is non-linear. Ask Yulia, ask anybody who collaborates with me or contributes to my business and my life and creations. I have no conception of time whatsoever. I mean, none whatsoever. You know, if I say, yes, just 1 minute, I don't literally mean 1 minute. I just heard people saying this because it means in a short while, I will do that. People say, oh, just a minute. So I'll just say just a minute. And a lot of people will come to me after 1 minute or 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes. Like, hey, you said 1 minute. I'm like, yeah, and? You know, so for me, time is non-linear. Past, present, future are all right here, right now. And when you use time against you and against the universe, because when you started your business, you had this great vision that I hope you still have, with this yummy energy of, oh, this is what I desire to create, right? So first of all, tap into that energy. Because when you don't tap into that energy, you're kind of not being kind to your business or the universe. So when
Вселенная.
Huh?
Andrea, I'm just so sorry. Just one moment.
Yeah.
Сейчас русский язык выключится, по этой же ссылочке, пожалуйста, еще один разочек перепрыгните, я вас очень прошу. Вот прямо сейчас я его закрываю, и по этой же ссылочке еще разочек в этот Zoom. I'm sorry, because my Zoom is just closing now. I just asked them jump in again, the same link. I'm so
Okay.
sorry.
No worries, no worries, no worries.
Okay, just I'm opening Zoom now. One minute.
And Nalia, remind me next time, you can also, I don't know if we can do this, if you can have a parallel Zoom on my account.
I just didn't know that I'm in some account it's just
Okay.
not paid. I'm so sorry.
No worries, no worries. Relax.
Yeah.
Relax.
They are coming back. Спасибо большое. Я использовала не тот аккаунт.
Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, they are jumping.
Okay, no worries. Oh, thank you, Yulia. This water is like, oh, the best. My body required that. Thank you.
I think we just can move.
Okay, cool. Are you recording yet? Do you want me to give you the clap again? Okay, here's the second clap in the Zoom. I had to make that one a little bit louder so we can actually see the wavelength. Anyhow, where were we? Talking to your business. Yes, when you put that out in the universe in the beginning of your business, and you had this excitement and this energy of like creation and possibilities and all that, the universe said, cool, you know what, Alina? I'll help you out. I'll do this with you. I need some time because what you're asking me is kind of big. I have to rearrange a few things here in the big universe. Give me some time. And you completely did not listen to that. I need some time. And you went into the assumption that put you into the presumptive realities of like, it's going to take me this amount of time in order for my business to actually, oh God, give me money at the end of every month. Oh, when I say that, how many of you have not gone into that, not just with your business, but with your relationships? The end of the month is almost here. I need to pay the bills. Where the fuck is my money, motherfucker? Business or partner? And everything that brought out, can we please destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nice, shows, boys, purpose, and beyonds. Now, regarding business and the universe, and you can apply this to relationships too, by the way, guys. Actually, it's mainly ladies, so I'm just going to say ladies because the guys, for some reason, don't choose these calls. What is it with guys? I don't know. That's another call. Anyhow, what use every time you go into where is the money and you go into this impatience, what impatience is unkindness to the universe. And every time you're unkind to the universe that way with impatience, you're actually slowing down your process of actually receiving. You might be 2 steps away from actually receiving what you've been asking for, but as soon as you're impatient, you're pushing it 1 step further away, and 1 step further away the next time you do that, and you carry on that way. So how many steps away have you been pushing, and are you still pushing the future and money and creations you've actually been asking for that you could be receiving right away if you were to step out of being ungrateful? Can you say ungrateful? No, I don't know how to speak English anymore. Not grateful anyway. And let me start again. So what lack of gratitude are you choosing that pushes the future you have been asking for with the gratitude and exponentialization of actualization you could be choosing right away. And everything doesn't allow that, can we please destroy and create all times of considering, right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all natural suppose, powers and beyonds. Okay, did you get that, Alina?
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So relax. Breathe, relax, and please always remember with this whole conversation, both about business, money, and relationships, and jealousy, and everything else, because all of this is actually linked very tightly to judgment. All of these are forms of judgment. And whenever you use judgment, we destroy what we are asking for. The only thing that changes that is gratitude. How to be grateful, to go back to Alina's first question, is basically to choose it and to look at where we can be grateful with this. Does that help you, Alina, even more? Yeah? If you're interested in this topic, please do yourself a favor. I have classes about this. I have an intro class even of 3 hours that is super cheap in Russia and online as well. And then I have a 1-day class, and I would also like to do a 2-day class to dive even deeper into this, because the Undefining Beauty classes are just about this, and it's about all areas of your life. Okay, so the whole thing about, and what photography does, the reason why I created this class is because I was having a conversation with Gary Douglas. By the way, I'm the only one allowed to facilitate classes about beauty in Access Consciousness. So, and I'm coming to Russia, so do yourself a favor, really. I adore these classes. They actually facilitate me every time I facilitate them, these classes. And my life is just like, I'm looking forward to it. Even if it's one participant, I'm going to go ahead because I'm growing from that class myself. So that's why I'm choosing it. But the thing is that, and this class has been created between conversations between myself and Mr. Gary Douglas. And the thing about beauty is really about judgment and gratitude. And the thing about these classes is that I use the camera to actually show you undeniably how when you actually choose gratitude, even pictures of you that you have been judging so far, you actually can see the beauty, actually receive the beauty of you. And if you can receive the beauty of you by actually seeing it, like, yeah, prove it to me, Andrea, motherfucker. I'll prove it to you that I'm going to be as ugly as a motherfucker, and even uglier than I've ever been before, just to prove you wrong, motherfucker. Anyhow, and if that happens, okay, fine, interesting choice. But the thing is that for me, if we look at social media today, cameras, including these things, are used to create judgment. It's just a judgment machine galore. I choose not to use the camera that way. I choose it as an instrument, as a tool of infinite possibilities, because when I see somebody, I don't see the body the first thing that I see. I actually perceive the being, the energy. And when you perceive the energy and the being of somebody, anybody, no matter who they are, no matter how much you would judge them according to this reality, you actually see the beauty of that person. You actually see the real beauty. And if you choose that, and that is like a split second of actually meeting somebody, and then it really is a split second of choice of being in that energy of like perceiving the beauty no matter what shit shows up that makes this person looks ugly. Because when you see somebody or something ugly, it's actually your judgments that are going there and working and turning the molecules and creating the ugliness. I've said enough about undefining beauty. I will not say any more. You want more? You come to class. Right now, I would like to talk more about jealousy, envy, and competition. So we've spoken quite a lot about competition. And whatever we spoke about with Alina, why am I, hold on a second, I'm going to lose you guys if I don't put the power in. There you go. Now I have power. I have power. I am power. I am money. I am control. I am creativity. Yes. So whatever we discussed with Elena regarding business and competition, that applies to relationships, by the way. And that is directly linked to jealousy, because if you're jealous, then you're going into competition. And if you're envious, you're going into competition. Because when you're envious of somebody, it means, oh my God, look at them. They have that beautiful villa and they have that beautiful house and that beautiful yacht and that beautiful horse. And why don't I have it? Yes, you're making yourself smaller. Again, you're judging yourself as not being potent and powerful enough. Instead of asking, cool, how did they get so lucky? And how did I get so lucky for my life and my choices? Now, if you like what these other people have, whatever it is they have, maybe it's just joy, just that little thing of joy and happiness, tap into that energy, do some energy shopping. And tap into that rather than going into envy of like, oh God, I wish I had that money. No, 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 no. That is making yourself that little small. So tiny. So tiny, you're not so tiny. You're big motherfucker, infinite being. Yes. Why am I turning Chinese or whatever it is there? I don't know. Pon. Oh, right, because I'm an infinite being. I can be anything. Yay. So rather than, I'm going to give you an example, a real life example. So a few years ago, about 20 years ago, something like that, I was in a place in my universe where I didn't have any money. It's not that I didn't have any money. No. I had massive debts. I mean, really huge debts. I had 3 of my 5 companies gone to bankruptcy. I was homeless for 24 hours. I was going through a divorce. I lost all my clients, and all of that happened within 2 weeks. Potent motherfucker, me, yes. And anyhow, I started recreating my life. I discovered the tools of access consciousness. That's how I'm here. I managed to change my life completely. And I realized that all of that shit that I just told you about was not actual shit. It was actually me choosing to just get rid of everything that was not working for me and creating something new that was actually working for me. And apparently it keeps seeming to do that over and over again. Well, not quite, but you know. Getting rid of the past is actually kind of a good thing, you know, kind of starts smelly after a while. So I was there and I was having dinner with a couple of friends of mine that had a very interesting life where every month they were choosing to go on a cruise or a luxury holiday for 1 or 2 weeks a month. That meant that half of their lives they were on holiday in luxury holidays. And they had just come back from a luxury cruise in Mexico. We had a lovely dinner at their place, and they were showing me pictures of their cruise. And this was in a period, again, when I had absolutely, huge amount of debts, no money, total disaster scenario, black period and whatever. But I was not envious at all. I was actually super happy for them, truly, genuinely. And when I walked out of the dinner, it was snowing, it was cold. I remember it so clearly. It was in Stockholm, in Sweden. And I walked out and I just stopped there and I said, hey, universe, wow, please let me have some of that. And I have not been traveling. I've been traveling since I was a little kid. I took my first flight on my own when I was 2 years old. They put a little bag with my passport in it, and I have a picture of that too. And they put me on a plane, and off I went. But I spent a couple of years of not traveling in this period of like whatever it was that I was creating. And I said, hey, universe, I haven't been traveling for such a long time. And what I'm asking now of you and what I'm demanding of myself is to travel way more, to discover more of this beautiful planet. There's so much more that I would like to discover and enjoy. And I would like to do this, especially in those countries that I've never visited before. And I would love to do this with photography, and with photography contributing to other people. Now, what did I know? I didn't have a fucking clue that I would be doing a class called Undefining Beauty, that I would become a CF, that I would be, all of these things. But all of these things started showing up in my life. And literally after a couple of weeks, I was headhunted by a company called Profoto, that is like the biggest photography lighting company in the world. They happened to be in Stockholm. I didn't have a clue that they were Swedish. And they called me. I'm invited to a job interview at a time when I was looking for any job in order to be able to eat, literally, or buy cigarettes, or buy whatever it is, bread. I didn't have enough money for fresh bread, for good bread. And so Profoto calls me and they offer me this job where they pay me a lot of money every month for traveling the world. And the first place that they sent me was Australia. I'd never been to Australia before. And after Australia, they sent me to Korea, South Korea. And I start traveling the world, and I'm like traveling like a madman. Within literally the first month, I get a gold card from British Airways. Who gets a gold card in 1 month? I did. I was traveling business class all the fucking time because of that gold card all of a sudden. And my life just shifted completely. It was a choice. It was an ask of the universe and a demand of myself. This is what I'm choosing. And I did not, at that point, since I was so broke and whatever, I did not have a demand of like, oh, let's do it now. No, because by that time, I had actually got used to, not got used to, but I knew that I was in a process, and I did not want to rush this process. I was taking this process every step at a time. And I was actually, one of the things with Access was actually giving me the tools to be space and to relax into whatever situation it was. And yes, it was not easy. It was far from being easy, but I created a new apartment that was costing next to nothing. Beautiful old apartment. I created a studio just a month after having sold my studio to pay some taxes or debts. I created a brand new studio that was actually for sale for 25,000 euros. Sorry guys, Zoom keeps kicking me out and I don't know why. Anyhow, here I am. So third clap, this time it's on me. Sorry guys. So basically, the studio, the second studio that I bought was for sale for 25,000 euros. I did not have the money. This is another story for another class or call or whatever. Yes, it was so the translator could breathe. Thank you, darling. And sorry. Just do this when I'm talking too fast. Just go like whatever, and I'll. Okay. So basically, this photographer, a famous photographer in Stockholm, she knew about me. I knew about her, but we'd never met before. She basically gave me the studio for free. She basically, by giving me the studio, gave me 25,000 euros just like that. Now, is that magic? Yes, it is. But only I can create that kind of magic. You can't create that kind of magic. Just kidding. You can create that too and way greater. And when we go into, oh, but I can't create magic, everybody else creates magic around me, and blah, blah, blah. Oh, stop it. You are magic. You're just stopping your magic by the impatience you are choosing. So what magic are you refusing by the impatience you are choosing? And everything that is times a gazillion can we destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pog. All I chose boys, poets and beyond. How you guys doing? I would like some more questions. Give me some questions. Throw me some questions. Okay, let me say the words again. Jealousy. What comes up now? And everybody went, gratitude. Liar. Liar, liar, pants on fire. I can see you.
Andrea, can I ask a question?
Yes,
Okay. I had a lot of competition in my life. У меня было очень много соревнований в своей жизни because I'm a musician. And I know very good this energy when you are a winner, you are on the first place. Я очень хорошо знаю эту энергию, когда ты победитель, ты на первом месте. And I know this energy very good when you are on the second place. And for me, it is the same like you are a loser, because everybody now winner. И я очень хорошо знаю это чувство, когда ты на втором месте. Для меня это автоматически, что ты проигравший, потому что все знают имя победителя. So, can we say a little bit more about this energy loser?
Yes.
Можете немножко поговорить об этой энергии лузера, потерпевшего?
And thank you very much for that one, because many years ago I started this television program that was actually the first big televised, or rather model contest that had its own TV program. I created that. It was called Model Search, and I licensed it to 15 countries. I sold the TV program in 54 countries, and it was a massive thing. And I actually created that because I chose to create, it doesn't matter why I just created it. Anyhow, I would not choose it again today, but I did. And, I'm not going to go into reasons and justifications. Stop it, Andrea. Okay. But what happened during one of the competitions is actually a competition. I had a winner, an amazing girl from the north of Sweden that won this contract for 100,000 euros for 1 year. And the second place did just that. Now, the second place of that contest was also extremely successful. Now, with modeling, I'm not going to go into this. This is another conversation. I can talk about this in Undefining Beauty, and it's great information for you guys to have, by the way. Even if you're not in that business, it's great information for all of you to have. But again, for another call. But so in modeling, you have two different types of models. Now you have even more, but in those days you had two. So it's editorial models that just do magazine work, and commercial models which do just advertising. And commercial models are basically when they have no makeup, you can put any makeup on them and it will change face and energy with every single makeup, light and whatever. They're shapeshifters basically, okay? It's a capacity. Editorial models have a more defined, very particular style or look, and that is what makes them become famous and required and desired or whatever. And those models, when they gain a certain amount of fame or whatever you want to call it, then they can be commercial models as well. But so a commercial model starts working and earning money, boom, like that. An editorial model takes more time to build up and a certain way. Anyhow, that's a lot of information you didn't need here. Anyhow, the second place winner that was already successful in the beginning of that contest, she got jealous, just like what you said, Naila. And rather than really being happy for the winner, and they were friends, by the way, they were close friends, rather than being glad for her and seeing how she just created something, being a commercial model, the winner, that would actually push her career in the immediate future, which she had a possibility of doing. And she could also the second winner could have been grateful for herself as well, seeing how much she was creating already, and the magazine covers she was doing that the winner was not doing, and all of these things. So she could actually be grateful and carry on her friendship. Instead, what did she choose? She chose to basically gaslight her friend, my model agency, the model agency that was offering the contract, and everybody else. And what happened with that gaslighting is that she lost the second place girl. We found out all of this, so we just said, you know what, we don't like this shit, so find another agency, bye-bye. Her career just like boom. What happened with the winner? Well, the winner chose to listen to her and follow her gaslighting. So she switched agency from my agency and the agency in Milan and in New York to another agency. And her career, after 6 months, went crashing again. She called me and said, help, Andrea, I made a mistake. What's going on here? And I said, hey, all is good. But her career was actually destroyed. And in modeling, when you know, it's a shit business, and that's why I don't want to be part of it anymore. But anyhow, and that's not judgment, that is awareness of what actually is. It's like techie business. But anyhow, once you destroy your career in modeling, you're done, finito. And she was earning good money with us before doing that. After that, she just stopped all her income, and so did her friend that chose to destroy her life for her and her friend. So, Naila, going back to you, did this give you a little bit of an insight of what we are choosing when we're going into that competition of being the second chosen, when we could actually turned the whole thing and going like, cool, gratitude, not just for the first place winner, but gratitude for you of actually choosing to be who you choose to be, and look at what you have today and the future you're trying to create. Because you, by being in competition with the winner or the first place or whatever, you're actually totally destroying and ignoring everything that you have created so far to create the future that you are choosing, that is completely different than what the other person might be choosing. You're comparing yourself to somebody else that is not you. You're eliminating your reality and trying to replace it with somebody else's reality that is not real and true for you. Does that make any sense? Cool. Cool. So,
Yes, yeah, because in my mind I'm just put myself on her place and just start to live like her life,
yep,
her line.
yep, exactly. So whose reality are you buying into and switching to that stops you and limits you from choosing the reality you could be choosing? And everything that brought up, can we please destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nitrous, boys, perverts, and beyonds. So whose reality and life are you jumping into rather than... Yulia just distracted me. Whose reality, life, and living are you buying and jumping into that destroys and eliminates the reality of your life you could be choosing? And everything that brings up and lets down, can we please destroy and create it all times a gazillion, right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nitrous, boys, perverts, and beyonds. Whoa. How you guys doing? I can't forget a story from my childhood when dad cheated on my mom. I projected very often on my life how to stop doing this. Thank you for that. What tool can I use? I have a wonderful relationship now. I'm afraid that my jealousy can destroy them. Thank you so much, first of all, for your vulnerability. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes. Well, first of all, keep using the tool of who does this belong to. Keep using that tool. It's one of the basic tools, but please, it's such a potent one, so please keep choosing it and using it and being that tool. The more you use it, the more you be that tool. If you look at Gary, he's totally being that tool. He never has any point of view. Well, almost never. Most of the time he's like, yeah, okay, interesting point of view. You have this point of view, interesting point of view. I have this point of view. So how much more space of that can you choose with that tool? And also, one thing that I would like to make you aware of is that, every thought, feeling, and emotion and words that you use will actually start creating that future. So be aware of that, and don't make yourself wrong for that. Basically, don't judge your awareness and don't judge your judgments. Otherwise, you end up in a spiral, in a loop, and you don't get out of it. Okay? So when you realize that you're being jealous and you realize, you first ask a question. So is this relevant to my life, my living, and my future, and my relationship? And you'll get a no, most probably. If you get a yes, ask a few questions. But from what you wrote, I get that you will get a no, a big fat no. Then just relax. Return to sender with consciousness attached. Please attach the consciousness to that return to sender. Okay? And just be space and enjoy it. Okay, and be grateful for your relationship. Be grateful for you. Be grateful for your choices. And don't be paranoid, first of all, of what you said and wrote, but also don't be paranoid that, oh my God, now I thought this, so now I'm creating this. But no. You still have choice. You still have choice. Thank you, my love. I got another amazing glass of water. Cheers. Hasta luego, yeah. And I'm going to read your question one more time. Well, how to stop doing this? Like I said, just do what I just said, or be what I just said, rather, because there's nothing doing that. It's more being. And the being is really like be space, relax, relax. Natalie, yes, envy. I mean, I addressed envy quite a lot, and I would recommend listening more to what I said about my friends that were doing like this holiday every month, because that's really. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm grateful to be able to contribute. And Natalie, yes. Do you have any specific questions? Because I think I addressed more the thing about envy, more like this energy of like me with those friends of mine, of being actually grateful for them choosing that, because them choosing to have that life was an inspiration for me to go out in the middle of winter, in the snow, in Stockholm, in the cold, and actually ask the universe and demand of me to change something radically with my life that would put me in a place of actually choosing way more travel, way more money, way more new countries to explore, and also starting to use photography to actually empower people to know what they know. And what did I know at that point with what I'm choosing today? Oh, thank you, Natalie. How do I treat envy to me? I get it. Envy projected at me. Yes, again, I treat it just like judgment, because envy, as I said in the beginning, is a form of judgment. You basically, when you're being envious of somebody, you're actually judging yourself. Okay, and judgment doesn't matter if you project it at you, self-judgment, or at somebody else or whatever, it's just judgment. So any form of judgment destroys towards you or towards somebody else, and it starts destroying for everybody. So when I perceive envy towards me, and there's quite a lot, both with my business, with my relationship, with my lifestyle, and whatever. And before people actually start asking a single fucking question of what is actually going on in my life and how I'm being and doing in that fraction of a second where they're judging me or being envious of me, and actually, before realizing that, hey, I'm just like all of you. I have my ups and downs. I have moments where I have shitloads of money in my bank account. I have moments where I have none, and that's my choice, because I chose not to be employed by anybody, but to be my own employee, or rather actually to be my own co-creator kind of thing, and having amazing people in my life contributing to my creations. And so the thing with envy directed at me is that, and I'm very aware of it, it's same like judgment. First of all, receive it. If you receive envy just like you receive judgment, you're actually increasing your income. If you buy into the, call it, negative energy of envy, then you will be choosing more of that, i.e., you're buying into the lie of judgment, and you start eroding, corroding, and eating at the base of your creations and eliminating your money flows, or slowing down your money flows, at least. Not eliminating, but slowing them down and pushing them further and further away. So, same thing, receive, 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 receive those transmissions with no point of view. I can hear you. You're having points of views. Oh, I have to receive these judgments. So yucky. No! Perceive the money that's coming in. Perceive the gold that's coming in. Perceive everything you desire, material and non-material, that you desire to add to your life. So all that envy is actually, oh wow, I just got that envy is actually way yummier to receive from than judgment. Because with the envy, you actually get the energy of what they see that you are already choosing, that you might not be able to see of yourself that you're choosing and being. Oh my God, that's so fucking brilliant. Use that envy even more. What envy can you be using for all the luxury of living you are already choosing? Right, wrong, good, bad, poco, nachos, boys, powers, and beyonds. Yes! Oh, Jesus, thank you. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you, universe. That's what I was waiting for. That's why I did this call. Never shows up the way you think it does. Oh, every time envy comes to your life, get the fucking champagne, the oysters, the Russian caviar, and nothing but Russian caviar, beluga and sevruga only. No fucking copies bullshit. And use that energy of the envy projected at you to acknowledge everything you're already choosing, even if it's not material, even if you're faking it for social media. I see you when you fake it. Don't fake it. Be real. But even if you're faking it, somehow you already have their energy and you're tapping into that energy already. So don't judge yourself for that either. Tap into that energy of what you're already choosing and have no point of view and no expectations of time. As we said before, when you have expectations and delusions and deceptions of time being too slow, you're actually slowing down yourself and slowing down receiving the money and gold you could be choosing. Right and wrong, good and bad, pop, all measures, both forwards and beyonds. Woo! And Natalie's saying, I got it. Envy is an energy with gold and money, and I can ask money to show up. Exactly. You can ask envy. You can go, hello, envy, you sexy motherfucker. Hello, envy. I adore you. How can you contribute to me in my life and my living even more today? Would you like to play envy? That. When envy is projected at you. And if you're being envious of somebody, same thing. You're being envious of something you already have. Otherwise, you would not be able to see it. Ha ha! Gotcha! Yeah, that is true. It's only my judgments about me that are closing my income. Yes, true story. And that applies to all of us. Yes, and let's not make ourselves wrong for that. Let's instead receive the money, gold, judgments, envy. Envy's become a sexy word with this call. Have you noticed, guys? Or is it just me getting kind of hot by the envy in here? Oh my God. Ah. Oh, how are you guys doing?
Как, ребят, дела? I'm so sorry because one more time, after 1 minute, our Russian Zoom will close, and please just jump in again.
Yes, and I would like to say, go ahead.
Just a moment.
Наиля, не слышу тебя. Наиля, не слышно.
I would just like to say, if we're done, we're done. Unless we have any more questions.
Наиля в русском зуме переходит сейчас заново по ссылке для тех, кто слушает русский перевод. Сейчас она через минуту вернется. И если мы закончили, то мы закончили. Are we done?
I think we're done unless we have any other questions. I think we're done.
Let's wait for Naila. And,
Yes.
Сейчас Наиля вернется.
I'm just so sorry for stopping this.
No worries. No worries. It's actually good timing. I'm just putting here the link. 1 second. Belluso.ru. If you go on this link, you will get, it is in the chat here right now, you get to know about all the classes and events and photo sessions and photo facilitations that we have, Yulia and I, starting already next week in Russia. I'm so excited. So I hope to see you guys. And if you enjoyed this Zoom, please feel free to share the recording as soon as it's shared with you. Share it with your friends. It's going to be on our YouTube, on my YouTube channel. And how does it get any better than this? Nalia, thank you so much for your translation. You're amazing. And everybody asking the questions in here, thank you so, so much. And Natalie, thank you for the awareness of envy. That was like mind fucking blowing. Thank you. And see you very soon. And do svidania. Bye bye.